analyze it. I go tell you a little something more white history. Say all they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them a telling I feed them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. They come out of the mountains and mix up with seed. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, it's white, white, but let me tell the story. May I will tell you a little truth about the black histories. The people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy. To analyze the truth about the way body. We're the first to come up with biology. To analyze the lives in the society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology. To construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology. To analyze the minds in the vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology. To put the rhythm in your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, with the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah. Say we have to analyze it. Black and white story in my mind. In my mind. In my mind. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah. Say we have to analyze it. May I go tell you a little something about white history. Say all they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them, I tell enough of them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. They come out of the mountains and mix up the sea. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, but let me tell the story. May I go tell you a little truth about the black history. It's the people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy. To analyze the truth about the way body. We're the first to come up with biology. To analyze the life in our society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology. To construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology. To analyze the minds in the vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology. To put the rhythm in your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah. Say we have to analyze it. Black and white story.
Greetings, 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 family. How are you? 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 Yes, we are back and black and in full effect. Just want to remind each and every one of you, make sure you share the video, share, like, and tell everybody that you are in the building with us. King Simon Presents, myself, and I believe Empress Aisha Moore is coming up. So make sure y'all keep it locked right here. Of course, please, because I am out of town, please pardon any technical difficulties. I am still in an area where the internet service is going in and out. So please, enough respect for that. Okay, just want to make sure. And before I get, with 10 minutes before Baba Ashra Kwesi come in, 10 minutes before that, but I just wanted to salute a young lady And this young lady happens to be 3 years of age today. And we all want to say happy birthday to this beautiful young lady. Her name is Lavender, Princess Lavender. Happy birthday to her. Today is her birthday. She is celebrating her birthday. Today is her Earth Day. And today is her mom's birthday, because, she came to Earth through her mother, but her mother gave birth. Empress, everybody give a thumb up or one on number 8. Since she's born on the 8th, everybody put a number 8 in the chat, please. Everybody put a number 8 because she's an old soul. And big up to her beautiful mother, Empress Paris Williams of www.pwcollections.com. She has great holistic soaps and products, and she is a great chef also. So big up to beautiful Lavender. Here is Lavender holding one of my books. I want to show this picture because here is Lavender holding my book. Look at that. Look at her right there. Look at this beautiful sister. Happy birthday, Lavender. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Look at her smiling at my book. Numbers are simple. Children's health is important. And look at that again, holding up my book. I love when children got my book. But also big up to her beautiful mom, Paris. That's right, from PW Collections, and check her website out. Make sure you order. Look at these soaps. Her soaps look like cake, like you just got a marble cake. Look at this soap. But actually, this soap is to wash your backside, family. So her website is right there. That's www.pwcollections.com. That's www.pwcollections.com. She has great holistic soaps and products, and she's also a great chef. So enough respect to that beautiful sister, of course, the one, the only Paris. Big up to her. This is Paris right here. She's a Pisces, so she's a number 8 also. She used to work at Nicholas Brooklyn back in the day, and her and I, we know each other for some years since she was at Nicholas. And this is her beautiful daughter. Today is her daughter's birthday. Happy birthday once again to Princess Lavender, who turned 3 years of age today. So let's give that beautiful sister a round of applause. Let's give that beautiful lady a well-deserved round of applause. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to her. Okay, we're gonna showing Lavender some love because that's her with my book again. Showing those that are just tuning in, that's her with my book. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Those who don't have my book, guess what? You can get it on Amazon and Kindle. That's right. If Lavender got hers, you can get yours. You can go get it on Amazon and Kindle right now. You can get my book on Amazon and Kindle. Also, you can get my other book on Amazon and Kindle. Order from Amazon and Kindle or you can go to KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com. Numbers are simple. People are complicated. Also, here's my other book. No promotion is bad promotion and all publicity is good publicity. Yep. And remember, you can pre-order my new book right now. Pre-order right now. I just uploaded it to Lulu. Amazon is giving me a little bit of problems because you got to reformat. They got a lot of stringent rules and stuff. So, but Lulu, the hardcover is coming through Lulu. So I'm gonna get the first copy first because I want to make sure that the people get the right stuff. So I want to get my first copy is coming in the mail for me this week. So I can't wait till it come in, and then I will show everybody that the hardcover is ready. Then I'll start sending out those people that do the pre-order. Just go to my website, KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com. If you want to get your pre-orders of my new book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, the first 100 copies will be sold. The first 100 copies sold will be signed by me, and the first 100 copies are hardcover books. When you go to Amazon, and after that, it's gonna be paperback. That's it. But the first 100 copies of my book is gonna be ready and going. Also, those that are gonna be in Atlanta, that's right. I will be here in Atlanta I'm in another part of Georgia, but I will be in Atlanta with these beautiful people: Sister Malika Ali, Sister Ella Samori on 11/22. That's 2, and from 2 to 6 p.m. is $60. But guess what? You can also give Mama Ella or Ella Samori a call right now, or text her if you want the Eventbrite link. Text her right now at 646-780-9488. That's 646-780-9488. And that's for tickets. to the actual event in the ATL and for online access, because we're doing a live stream on a private live stream through YouTube online. So if you want to be there, make sure you tune in and make sure you hit up Mama Ella. So we're going to be doing what we got to do to make things happen. All right. Just going to make it happen. All right. Look here. Let's see where we got to go next. Let me go to this person next. Of course, Numerovation merch and products. Make sure you go to kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Here's one of the merch right there now. Ooh, I got my new all around, all over shirts right now. Make sure you order that on my website. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com/products. Scroll down and you'll get to see it right there on the site. And of course, you can order the books. That's right. You can order the books. Big up to everybody that's ordering the books, pre-ordering the books right now at kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. And don't forget, if you want to get some classes done, hold on, let me take that off the screen so we can see it clearly. You want to get some classes done. You want to do a numerology basic class with Lloyd Strayhorn, one of the greatest out there, one of my teachers. Please go to his website, www.lloydstrayhorn.com. That's www.lloyd-strayhorn.com with world-renowned astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. You could enroll in his Udemy course through his website, and he'll get all the hookup, man, and get his books too. Make sure you get Lloyd Strayhorn's books, because he's doing what he has to do to make things happen. So enough respect to Baba Lloyd Strayhorn. Also, if you're looking into getting some crowns, this is the man to get the crowns from. That's right, Copper Mike. That's right, Copper Child Mike Ill. Get the crowns from him. These are the crowns you see myself wearing, red pill, blue pill, Brother Rich. Lord Jamal, everybody's wearing these crowns. Fat Joe is wearing his crowns. Give him a call at 212-256-1354. That's 212-256-1354. And you can hit him up at IG at iSkate New York. That's iSkate NY. So hit him up at IG. If you're interested in getting some real estate, get some property for yourself, make sure you hit up this real estate salesperson and consultant at 347-866-1153. Her name is Janelle Lewis. Very beautiful. Let's talk. She said, let's talk about your goals and review your financial credentials, and she could get you on your way to owning your own property, owning your own land, whatever you got to own. She going to hook you up. All right. Just make sure you check that out. Also, if you want, make sure you contact this sister. Those she got products for men and women. So make sure you go to pedalwise.com, but she's also a natural gynecologist. But they do have a coupon code. And if you want to get that coupon code, you can save 10% with the coupon code. That's King2020 at pedalwise.com. That's King2020 at pedalwise.com. So make sure you support our sister. Just want to remind everybody that's tuning in, please pardon any technical difficulties on the show today. I am still in an area where the internet service is going in and out. So enough respect to that. We just want to keep on reminding y'all about that. And of course, we do have a disclaimer on this show. There's always a disclaimer when a guest come in. Content disclaimer: the views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. So enough respect to those who respect what we do and how we do, and we love what we do, and we're going to keep it moving the way we do. You know how we do. And if you want to do a Numerovation session, matter of fact, let's take it down to this particular one. If you want to do a Numerovation session starting November 10th, we also transcribe. Numerovational transcribed written reports will be available starting this week. So those people that want to also have a written report of what was done between me and them, and plus a recording, it is an extra course on top of the fee that you have to pay for the Numerovation session. But each session is recorded and sent to you via email within 24 hours. But if we do have to write it up, you got to give me at least 24 to 72 hours, because I have somebody that's typing it up, and they're the one that's going to be doing it. Matter of fact, it's one of the family members that, you got to make sure family is working. So that extra money is going to the family members and those that are stenographers. She's a stenographer, so she types real fast. So it is what it is. Stenographers are those that work in the courts that know how to do that shorthand stuff and that shorthand typing. Oh, she's good. So I'm going to be working with with her. And so big up to Val the Truth. Her name is Val the Truth. That's her Cash App, $ Val the Truth. So enough respect to her. And don't forget, my Numerovation workshop is coming up. So make sure you email me at the Numerovator@gmail. That's the Numerovator@gmail. So make sure you email me if you want to be a part of that. And of course, let me get ready for the Bible, because the Bible is getting ready to come up at 9 o'clock. I think he's getting ready. Remember, we are broadcasting live on King Simon on Facebook. So big up to all the King Simon crew on Facebook, and those that are at King Simon Productions on Facebook also. We're not on Twitter today. I didn't go on Twitter. I just went on King Simon and King Simon Production on Facebook, and this YouTube channel right here, King Simon Present. Let me see who's in the chat right now. Let me big up those who are in the chat and show some respect to those that are in the chat. Give y'all some respect. Where we at? Hold on one second. Let me make sure where we at. There we go. Okay, great. Let me pick up some people at the chat. Who's in the chat? All right, peace. K Money, what's up? Alicia Wells, Brenda Young, Xavier, Bernie, what's up? Tyrone Z, McCants, Lana Mella. How you doing, Lala Mella? How you doing? Amina, what's up? Amina the RN, what's up? Brenda Young, Pseudo Charlatan. Okay, what's up, Pseudo Charlatan? How you doing? Al Rashid 7305 Capricorn, Black Ace. Welcome all 34 y'all and more. Let me see. Javez 141, King Shy, what's up? 3, big up. Lynn Turner, what's up, y'all? The Morris Science Temple TV, Morris Studies. Okay, Morris Studios is in the building too. Big up from Indianapolis. The Indianapolis crew is in the building. Thank you. Peace. I have your book on my website. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. Honor, respect. Hey, I encourage people to write. I encourage everybody to write, because that's something that you are keeping for yourself and your family. So I encourage everybody to get in and do their writing, man. Believe me. Hey, Angela, what's up, Angie? That's my girl. Y'all know Angela. Dr. Angela's in the building, man. Big up to Dr. Angela. She wrote the book, man. She wrote that book. It's your fault. It's my fault. It's your fault. But hey, Angie, put your website up on the chat, and we can shout out the website. You know, I'm hype about it too. Eastwood, what's up, Eastwood? How you doing? North Kakalaki in the building. Eastwood, what's up? Eastwood. Like I said, please, family. I want to say happy birthday to my cousin Allegra White. She's celebrating her birthday today. Big up to Allegra White. So and also big up to Abundance Child's mom. She's celebrating her birthday today. Big up to Abundance Child mom. November 8th is a birthday day for a few people, like we had Lavender on earlier. And enough respect. Like I said, please pardon any technical difficulties. I'm still in an area where the internet service is going in and out. Okay, AngelaAnaton.com. That's her website. Let me show that real quick. This sister here has a great book, and she's a beautiful sister too. She's number 15. So most people born under that number 6, 15, or 24th of the month are very beautiful women. Also, Samora is born on the 15th of May. Also, she's born the same day you born, Angela. Samora, the comedian, born the same day you born. Angela Anaton, go get her book. It's Your Fault. Go get that book. She's like the modern day Shahrazad Ali, a little bit more raw. So big up to her. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Eastwood. If your birthday is November 16th, big up to you. And Angela, make sure you go to her website and get her book. Please go get her book. Her book is a very book. I interviewed her right here on this channel, King Simon Presents. So it is what it is. Enough respect to her and what she does. Let me make sure I got this up before. Also, those people who want to support Baba Ashra Kwesi, please, if you want to contact Baba Ashra Kwesi before he come on, he's supposed to be coming on right now. I don't know where yet. Please, and you want to send PayPal love or donation, please use his PayPal email right here. That's kemetnew@sbcglobal.net. That's right. That's kemetnew@sbcglobal.net. If you want to send him some PayPal love or or email him, make sure, or you can call his office at 214-371-0206. That's 214-371-0206. And the website, if you want the DVDs, you want any of his publications and all that good stuff, please go to his website. The website is www.kemetnew.com. That's www.kemetnew.com. And without further ado, we've seen the Baba right here. He's been here. He takes people to Africa for over 30 years. He was his teacher was the only Dr. Ben, Dr. Ben, the great one, Jahakman. Big up to all the travels that they did and all that he studied. Of course, he traveled from the continent in Ethiopia and Kemet, and he's here to show you the African glory and give y'all the teachings of out of Africa. Let's welcome right here on King Simon Present. Let me take that off. And we're going to welcome our Baba right here. Baba Ashra Kwesi in the building. Let me see if I got you. There you go.
All right.
How you doing? I got to give you a round of applause, sir. Hold on 1 second. I got to give you a round of applause. Yeah, there you go. There we go. We're going to make sure we got a good round of applause here. Look like no. There you go. All right. There it is.
Yeah, you got a couple thousand people there applauding, brother.
We just want to show you love, Baba. Yes,
sir. I want to say Asante Sana for that introduction, brother, as you always give a great introduction, my brother.
Thank you very much, brother. And it's an honor. I hope you and the Empress is doing well. How's everything going out there in Texas?
Well, brother, we're keeping in the spirit of Senejeb, that's Kemetic word for health and stability.
That's right.
And, staying isolated. Like everybody else, keeping the corona off our back.
That's right.
So, there's been some setbacks, as you mentioned, the tour. We had to postpone it. Mm-hmm. This would have been my 40th. Next summer would have been my 40th year, actually.
Man, you need to do it. You need to do an online thing if it's still going on. If this is still going on, if next year is going to be your 40th, you need to do something online, brother. Party.
And online in Kemet or online in the States?
Hey, if you don't make it to Kemet, if they keep this foolishness going on, you might have to do it right here online, brother. Right on.
Yes, sir. Well, we might have to do it that way, my brother. That's for sure.
Well, I'm always honored to have you, Baba, because Baba, you and many other great ones mean the world to me, and I look forward to speaking with the elders like yourself, brother, because you have a wealth of information that you provide for us in the community. And once again, I want to remind people, if you want to support him, please go to his website. That's www.kemetnew.com. That's www.kemetnew.com. If you want to spend some PayPal love, show some PayPal donation, that's the email right on top. That's kemetnew@sbcglobal.net. That's kemetnew@sbcglobal.net. And if you want to call the office to get more information about various things that they're doing, more DVDs or more digital downloads that you can get from them, you can call them also at 214-371-0206. And I know everything is, and the family, everybody's well out there, right, Baba? Everything is well.
Oh, yes, sir. Everybody's doing great, my brother. Family, Everybody's doing well. So, we staying healthy and making sure that we eat the right food as always. And, just whatever comes forward, things come and you have to be prepared. You can't get prepared when the enemy's up on the line, whether that's being attacked, bio attack, or whatever it may be. You got to be ready all the time. So we try to be.
That's right. That's good. That's what I'm talking about, Baba. Because, a lot of people are playing games. A lot of people don't know what's the, people are losing jobs right now. But I always try to encourage people to stay focused. And this is a good time to create their own business right now. Great time to do your own stuff right now. And I think we all need to support what you are doing, what myself is doing, what many others are doing out there, as far as, because all we got is ourselves, brother. All we got is us. Dr. Clark always said that we have no friends.
That's right.
We have no friends. And let's talk to that, because I know you was under the feet of the one, the only Dr. Ben, and him and Dr. Clark was very good friends. What would you say, Dr. Ben? What would Dr. Ben say if he was able to speak at this time? What would he say our people, what kind of condition our people is in right now? What would he say as far as your perspective? from your perspective?
Well, peace be upon our Grandmaster Teacher, Dr. Ben. Peace be upon our Grandmaster Teacher, Dr. Clark.
Yes.
These were warrior scholars. First of all, we have to understand the spirit of the warrior scholars, those who disseminated information for liberation. Even though we need information coming from many different ways, but at the same time, we got to know that we're at war on all levels. And keep in mind that what happened to us as a people, our story was taken away. So it takes a warrior scholar to unlock that spirit in young warriors. And I equally was one of those young warriors many years ago. And it took a warrior scholar like Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, and others, and peace be upon him, Khalid Abdul Muhammad, who I knew personally as well, that unlocked my spirit to start dissemination of information for liberation from I try to bring it from, as they brought it, from a warrior scholar point of view. And what would Dr. Ben say about this time period is that, as I open up with, is that we can't find ourselves in a situation when something comes up on our doorstep, then we try to get prepared. We have to be prepared at all times. And we have to keep in mind that this is no different from other things. It's just, it comes in different dimensions in different times. And I think that Dr. Ben would tell us that we have got to warrior up. We've got to now circle up our own camps. But at the same time, this is where we have to always not get caught up into the materialism of America. That in many cases, that's what stops us from being prepared for situations like this here, because a lot of things are thrown at us. If I take myself personally, I've lived long enough to know that I never know what life's going to throw at you or what the white supremacy system is going to throw at you. So, you know, you've always got to make sure that you keep everything in place, that if you don't have a job, that you're prepared to go a year or two without a job. Fortunately, I haven't been in the system for over 30 years, and given thanks to my travels with the Grandmaster Teacher, Dr. Ben, that led me into doing what I'm doing today with lecturing on African history and also taking educational tours back to Africa. But it's the warrior scholars that we have to turn to never forget their work that they left us. And the many books that Dr. Ben wrote, I think that it's a time that, considering that this COVID has got us in a setback and got us isolated, that we shouldn't just get caught up into watching television and waiting for it to be over, that this is a time that we can now really get into a lot of their works. And I keep in mind, as a young man in my early 20s, you know, you didn't have all this stuff that you have today, the social media, the internet. And so that didn't take a lot of my time. So at that time, there were a lot of bookstores around. That's how I became introduced to Dr. Ben, through going to the bookstores and getting Black Man of the Now. And in fact, the book was given to me by a sister back in 1975, even though I met Dr. Ben in 1973 at Long Beach State. A very powerful lecture at that time. And and I asked him after the lecture, can you prove what you said here today? And he said, young man, I can take you back to Africa and show you. And he said, above all, we need young people like you to go back and do the field research. And he walked away. So that started my dream returning back to Africa. It was in 1975 that the sister gave me his book. I briefly had the book briefly because another person had his book, Black Man of the Now. But it was after 1975, after a friend of mine was murdered at Hollywood Bowl, that started my spirit of getting into Dr. Ben's, seriously getting into Dr. Ben's work. That told me right then that we were at war. The same thing that's going on today with, like we see George Floyd, the Gestapo beast who murdered him, is with many of the other brothers that are murdered every day now. We're almost, some of us are getting almost immune to seeing us being murdered on the television. But, even though I wanted to do my own revolutionary spirit, but there were young brothers who took me under their wing and saw that I had a lot to offer. So that's what started my research into meditation, into getting into the warrior scholars work. And, so I hear and feel Dr. Ben all the time. I make sure that even though I've read his books many times, that I go back and I always find, I say to myself, well, how did I miss that? How did I miss that information there when I know I read this book, many times? But there's always something that's going to grab you because we evolve, as our ancestors called the Kepera. We're transforming all the time.
Right.
So something that might mentally pass you by, even though you're reading it, it may pull you and bring you into a whole nother dimension.
And Baba, those that are just tuning in, please thumb up the video, share the video, thumb up the video. We're trying to work the algorithms because Baba have a lot of information to share with us within this hour and a half. I was expecting my co-host to show up, but she didn't show up yet. I think she did text me and said she has technical difficulties on her own. So I do want to big her up. Empress Aisha Moore, if you want to show her some love, please show her some love at Cash App. And that's Empress Amore. That is my co-host, and if she can't make it in, we still gonna do what we got to do and make it happen. Baba, for all the years you and your Empress, who you met at Kemet, you met in Kemet, actually.
Yes, we did. That's right.
Yeah, and Dr. Ben married y'all, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And and that to have a Empress with you for what now over 30 years, sir? Is this what it is? Over 30 years?
27.
27. Okay, 27. Almost
27, right. Mm-hmm.
To have that,
make sure that's right.
Yeah. Make sure.
As the time goes on, brother. It's 28, brother.
Exactly. Okay,
27 going on 28.
Okay, all right. You just want to make sure. In the midst of what's happening in this world today, that there's a lot of divorcing going on, a lot of separation going on with the men and the women, and there's a lot of battles going on. How is it that you and your beautiful Empress MeriRa Kwesi kept this union together, kept this business and this union together, especially after you took the oath in front of the Kemetic the Netters with Dr. Ben officiating your wedding? Please explain that, please.
Well, I mean, again, I had to walk through the valley too.
Yes, sir.
And walking through that valley, I mean, I had a previous marriage, and it didn't go the way I would have liked it for it to go. Mm-hmm. And so when I returned back to Kemet, and that was back in 1990, mm-hmm. and I walked through the temples, and I walked through the greatest temple that's still the greatest temple on the planet Earth. Mm-hmm. And that is the temple of Ipit Rasut, now called Karnak today. Mm-hmm. This temple is dedicated to the Holy Family, Amun, Mut, and Kansu. That is the spiritual family. So returning back to that temple, in fact, I was working with Dr. Ben at that time, doing an apprenticeship under him. But as we were waiting on another group to come in, I went through the temple on my own, and I walked through those 134 massive columns, mm-hmm. 79 feet high. Mm-hmm. Built by Seti I of the 19th dynasty. And as I walked through the temple, mm-hmm. I called on Amun, and I've said, I've given praise to thee, I've given homage to thee, and now my enemy is all around me, and I need a Netter hemp, mm-hmm. a divine wife to be on my side. Mm-hmm. And the following year, MeriRa and her whole family came on Dr. Ben's tour. And little did I know at that time that we would be in 1993, Dr. Ben did our marriage ceremony in the very temple I asked for her. So again, returning back to the original Tanetter land, the original Holy Land, and calling on the spirit of Amun. That, by the way, we still have Amun in mm-hmm. our prayers that was taken by the Greeks. And Amun was a jet black deity, a jet black god. This temple was dedicated to him. Mm-hmm. And never knowing that we would travel the world together, never knowing that we would lecture together, never knowing that we would do the educational tours, the Kemet Know Thyself educational tours that we conduct together. And I would not be able to tour, would not be on the level that is on if it was not for her. Mm. And I think that that's where we have to have that divine balance. No matter where you look in Kemet, you see that spiritual balance of, as they saw the ancient spiritual, like I said, the goddess to that temple was Mut. Mm-hmm. Then the god was Amun. So we had no problems having the goddess in our spiritual union and our spiritual understanding when we think of that spiritual realm. We did not see the god all by himself, right? Or the goddess all by herself. That was known as the spiritual dialectical laws of opposites. And I think that because we live in an alien culture and an alien environment, this is why we have a lot of problems as black men and black women, because a lot of things that we look at, we don't look at it from our ancestral's point of view. Mm-hmm. We look at it from the Europeans' point of view, which is an alien culture. That's a lot of it is misogynistic in everything. And sometimes some brothers, we take on that same misogynistic nature and not seeing that our divine balance, and what makes us that balance is having that divine opposite, as we see that the goddess represented, that our Neterhemp represented that whole goddess on earth. As we are represented as Amen, we represented the spiritual God on earth. Okay, that divine energy. So this is what we've got to understand without being afraid, because of some doctrines in Western religions that have indoctrinated us into just thinking from a patriarchal point of view, and in many cases a misogynistic point of view. And I think that giving, above all, respect. We have got to, a lot of people say love, 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 even though it's a European term, love, love, love. You might have to go back to Michael Bradley and understand what he was talking about. Love, love, love. That's when the caveman would say that, where let the woman, the female, know that he wasn't going to beat her with the club. And as I always say, now we are indoctrinated to Western culture to go to the club to hit on the woman. But that's another story for within itself. But having that divine balance and having the respect that we have to have for each other. Okay. And that, I think, above all, we brothers, we see the picture. We're oriented to see things from a big perspective, from a larger picture perspective is what I'm trying to say here. But sisters have details. As I said, the Kemet New Tour would not be what it is if it were not for MeriRa, because I have the picture here and I'm working on something, and she comes in and deals with all the little details that I missed.
That's right. That's right.
So I think that's what happens, is that sometimes we let our egos get in the way.
That's true.
We think we got the picture.
That's right.
But if we don't humble ourselves to her, to let her see that this is what the details are, and not feeling that being offended by the fact that we think that, we didn't have it right, and she's not going to tell me that this is the way it's supposed to be. So that's kept that balance. So I can say that I've been living heaven on earth.
That's right. That's right.
On this journey. Okay.
I remember
it's been a great joy, on our, time. I've been in a time warp, honestly. It doesn't even seem like it's 27 and a half years that we've been together. It just seems like a few years, but that's what happens when you're in that divine balance. Okay.
Right.
And I knew she was the one when I called on her, and I knew that because even before we met, like I said, been married before, had a lot of dates. So I knew, okay, when the right woman comes in our space, you have to protect that. That's the energy that you're being connected to. And you have to know that, but we can't just get caught up into just seeing her as somebody that we can not have the respect, or just having a sex connection. All right. Exactly. So it's more than that. So it can take it on a whole nother level.
Yes, sir. Baba, hold on 1 second. I think I have my co-host in the building. We're gonna bring her in right now.
Okay, that's good. Now we're getting it's good. We got the goddess energy in here, brother.
I want to welcome Empress Aisha Amor. Give her, take you're on mute, sis.
Tap out, Sister Aisha. That's my niece's name, Aisha. My niece's name is Aisha.
Oh, yeah. Oh, your niece's name Aisha. Okay. Hey, Aisha.
Her name is Aisha.
Good, thanks. Greetings. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great, my sister. And how are you doing? Well?
Doing well, yes. Doing well. Appreciate you being here. I'm very honored to be in your presence.
Asante, sister, likewise. You came on the right time, because we were just dealing with the whole goddess energy that we were talking about when Simon just asked me how did my wife and I met. So Dr. Ben, as I said, he did the marriage ceremony in the very temple I asked for her. So again, sometimes we have to get out of this space.
Yes, and find your somewhere else. That's true.
Yes, yes, you have to go back to the Tanetter land in many cases. A lot of times we have a hard time in this space here.
Right.
So,
You know,
it's been a great journey. Mm-hmm.
You know, Baba, let me see. Empress, you got any questions for him to drop on him since you just dropped right in? It's a good question. We're right in a relationship thing. Go ahead. You go. I know you.
You know, some of us, we pray for that special someone, then we get someone, and we just automatically assume that that's the right one. It turned out that person was a very valuable lesson in our life versus, you know, someone long term to be with. So, like, how do you pray for someone and ask the Most High for someone?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think I really prayed so much. Okay. I think that we have got to understand another type of spiritual connection. When we think of prayer, you know, a lot of times we think of it from the European Western point of view, that we're sitting somewhere with our hands closed and we're praying for something. And I think it's all part of a not only a mental, but a spiritual projection that you have in yourself. As I say, the longest journey that we can take is the journey into ourselves. And most of the time we look outside of ourselves instead of taking the journey inside of ourselves. And once we take the journey inside of ourselves, that's where that whole manifestation starts to take place. That's where you really are able to see. I could say that your antennas become very high. You become very receptive to that energy. Whereas when people generally pray, they're praying to something outside of themselves and so forth. So a lot of times they can't detect something that may not be right. This may not be the right person. But once you take that journey inside of yourself, you would know. Your receptive antennas are very high to know that. So I think that's how we have to do it, not to be afraid to take the journey inside of ourselves. We have all that within ourselves to detect that connection to the person that you can be in one with, that you can be in union with. And that's kind of hard for people to understand that, you know, because most religions, you know, people are praying to things outside themselves instead of, you know, we're the spiritual manifestation of all that divine order. It's a part of us. It's like taking a drop of water out the ocean, and then you're going to say it's not the water out the ocean. It's one drop, but it's still the ocean. We are that one drop of that divine energy, so it's already in us.
Right.
But you know, a lot of us, it's a hard time to take that journey because you got, first of all, you got to turn off a lot of stuff. You see, you can't have a lot of things interrupting your whole energy within yourself. You know, because there's so much technology out here, televisions and, you know, a lot of things. I'm not saying one shouldn't have those things, but you have to have control, but not let it have control over you, where you can mentally think. I still start my mornings every morning. I get up, I get my ginger tea, and I'm in my library for 3 hours. Sometimes I might sit in my chair for 3 hours without picking up even the book. In my library. See, that's my library right back there. It's back in that room back there.
Yeah,
that's the library back there. So I can feel myself. I can get into that journey to keep that whole energy up. You know, what am I letting negative things come into my space to make sure that I don't have our union disrupted by something that I might be doing wrong. So my nether hemp, in fact, MeriRa is the one that researched the nether hemp and the nether hedge. That's divine husband is called nether hedge. Divine wife is called nether hemp. So speaking from the African Kemetic point of view, we put that divinity in our unity to go into eternity. So that's what's so powerful about Kemet, that everything that you look at, it has its divinity is right there. It is right. It's in the making of the whole spiritual system that our ancestors created.
That's powerful. Let me bring you back up, and that's very powerful. I want to thank everybody for showing love with the super chats, and of course the cash apps that you're showing love. And remember, please, family, Please show love to Baba Ashra Kwesi. Please show love to Baba Ashra Kwesi. And please share the video, share the video, share the video, and please like it. We want to build the algorithms of what's going on. If you want to show him some PayPal love, please go to his email. He doesn't have Cash App. He has PayPal. So make sure you go to Kemet New at SB.
I'm still trying to catch up. Simon's trying to keep me kept up, but MeriRa, she's on top of everything, though. But either one of us got Cash App, though.
I know, I understand. That's why I'm giving them the PayPal, brother, so they can show you love, because you're one of our elders, and we got to show you love. And you're not, of course, you haven't been able to do your trips, but you are producing, and that's what I like. I like that's what you're doing, because we spoke about this earlier, and you are producing a lot of stuff, and a lot of your digital work is going to be on your website, which is kemetnew.com. That's www.kemetnew.com. What I found interesting, Baba, was the two of them that you sent me, and you sent me one with the African Kemetic spiritual journey into eternal life, because I believe many of us, because we've been in religion, we have a misconception about where this eternal life concept came.
That's this one here.
Yes, I can see it. Yes, let me put it up in the front. Go ahead. Hold on, hold it up, Baba. Hold it up. Yes, I see it. Yes, that's it.
Your car there.
Yes. Now, explain that to our audience briefly, because it's a DVD. You did a whole production on that, but explain it briefly to the audience. What is this African Kemetic spiritual journey into eternal life is all about? What is that? And
that's one thing we were talking about the COVID. This is where you get some good things out of it, because being isolated and not taking the journey back to Kemet this summer.
Mm-hmm.
I did not want to get down and out by not going to Kemet. And in fact, we had 230 people to take to Kemet this past summer, 115 on each tour. We had to do 2 tours because of the number. So, because of the lectures and traveling, and I have all this information, all this footage. And I said, well, let me go and dig up some of this stuff. And I was actually shocked of how much other stuff I had, because a lot of times you're documenting stuff and you only have time to just sit it aside. You don't have time to work with it. So as I was starting to work with some of the areas that I hadn't worked with before, and here are some of the most powerful places on the planet Earth, nothing like it on the planet Earth. Most of us are familiar with the Giza Plateau.
Right.
Of course, the pyramids of Khufu, Khafra, Menkaure. Most of the time people think of Egypt, they think of the pyramids. But there are a lot of other places. The temples are just absolutely mind-blowing. But the one area that I started to work with, and that is the African Kemetic journey into eternal life, here in the area known as the Valley of the Kings. This is in the West Bank, in the area of Waset, that today is called Luxor, that the Greeks refer to as Thebes. Now, just to give us a concept of time and the chronology of time, that when we think of the pyramids of Khufu, Khafra, and Menkaure, that's during the time of the 4th dynasty of the Old Kingdom. Now, the Valley of the Kings, this is over 1,000 years later. That means that King Tutankhamun, he looked at the pyramids just like we look at the pyramids today. That's how old they were to even him. But the question is that they did not build pyramids any longer because of invasions coming in. So, of course, they had to use the natural mountains, and building 63 pratetas, or known as tombs of eternity. Now, even though the pyramids is breathtaking and will blow your mind, of 7 million tons of masonry like Khufu and 481 feet, there's nothing like it on the planet Earth, still the largest building in mass on the planet Earth. But what's even more mind-blowing about the Valley of the Kings, it was built over 1,000 years later, is that how they built down inside of the earth. Now, you live in New York City, Simon, and I'm sure you've over the years caught a lot of subways. Keep in mind that these tombs are as big as those subways. Trains come inside.
Yes, sir. Wow.
And to think that to build something like that today, the dynamite that you would need to blow inside of the earth, like SETI 1's 300 feet.
Wow.
Into the earth. Okay.
Wow.
And not only that, but to use the paint of telling of this spiritual journey. But to understand how they saw this journey, they were going back down into a fallopian tube. We came down the fallopian tube of our mothers. on this journey. We were a life force then, okay, coming down that fallopian tube as we came into this physical realm, where they saw that you're coming back into the fallopian tube, but you're going back into the African goddess that they referred to as Nut. So when you get down into the bottom of the chamber, here you see a goddess stretched out on the tomb. In fact, Dr. Ben, that's when he always discussed the goddess Nut.
That's right.
And in fact, one of his I'll just go ahead and say it as he used to say it, okay, because he was actually quoting Pepi II of the 6th dynasty.
Yes, please.
He was because Pepi II said the kingdom of heaven was between the legs of the goddess Nut. Now, Nut was a cosmic goddess. Now, how did our ancestors see her as a cosmic goddess? Because of their empirical observation that the universe is a macro womb that gave birth to what? The SUN sun. When you look up the sky at night, what do you see? Blackness. You see all these little lights all over the place. Those are called stars. And our sun is one of them. Okay. And that universe gave birth to that. So they saw it as Nut. She gave birth to the universe. She gave birth. So you see her giving birth to the sun. Okay. She's swallowing the sun. Okay. And then she's giving birth to the sun. So that's why when Dr. Ben, when many people, when he would say the kingdom of heaven is between the legs of the African woman, it blew a whole lot of people's mind. But they didn't understand the spirituality in some cases around what he was referring to, how our ancestors saw. They had no misogyny. They had no problems having the goddess represented as the universe called Nut. So in these tombs, you see Nut in the heavens. This is coming out of the African spiritual consciousness, by the way. And some of the sarcophagus, you will see the goddess Nut carved in the ceiling of the sarcophagus. Now, can you imagine that an African man today would paint an African woman in the ceiling of her sarcophagus, so when the lid's shut, he would look up to her for eternity? Now, there's no way you can have some crazy misogyny or some patriarchal point of view in developing that consciousness as our ancestors did. So this is how they saw. So they actually saw themselves going back to a cosmic womb. Going here, they call it the Duat, going back to that spiritual womb to be born again into a spiritual life. And this was referred to as the Sahu body, not a physical body, but a spiritual body. And as I always mention, this is something that the Western world, through the Romans, distorted, didn't understand it. Even today, the basis and foundation of Western religion is based off of the fact that your physical body will rise up out that grave. But see, the Romans didn't understand it. When they saw the cot or the physical body being wrapped up, they wrapped it up in the mummy. Okay, this was for a metamorphosis to take place. And that metamorphosis would be a spirit would leave the body. They call the Sahu body, okay, would leave the body. Once you have this Ka, which is the spirit, and the Ba, which is the soul, that would join. I mean, this was, keep in mind that this is coming out of African spiritual consciousness. One has to ask, where was the Western world at? The African spirituality was being developed into this journey into eternal life. Okay, living in caves. They had their idea that when you, like the Romans, they just burned you. Right. And the Germanic tribes, okay, you fell dead right there on the spot. The animals would eat you. But when we look at funerals and things that we see today, where is that coming from? That's coming up out of ancient Africa, where you can see the whole ceremonies still carved on the reliefs of the burial ceremony. And by the way, they didn't have black. People didn't wear black to funerals. They wore white. White was the ceremonial dress wear. And they didn't have anything about you passing away. There was no concept of being passed away. It was called a kepara. What is a kepara? A transformation. That's how they saw it, that you're going through a transformation, just like that cot. Okay, when they wrapped that mummy up with a physical body, it was called the cot that the Western world called the mummy. That was a metamorphosis. If we can identify a butterfly, if we can identify a caterpillar crawling on the ground, because a lot of their observation came from Mut Netchet or Mother Nature. So you look at this caterpillar crawling on the ground, and then it forms into a cocoon. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what's this process called? A
Metamorphosis.
Yes, the metamorphosis is taking place inside of it, but it's called when it's in the when it's in the moth form.
Oh,
okay, a chrysalis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what it's called, a chrysalis.
Chrysalis. Okay.
Right. Now, one has to ask, okay, is this where the term Christ came from? Because in ancient Kemet, it was the Ka that was going to go through this metamorphosis. Okay, that the Nazis called Chares. The Romans called Christ. See, so that's why to this day we look at the Christ. When we say Christ, first thing comes up, regurgitates out on some of our consciousness, is a white guy. But it had nothing to do with that. That means we all have a Ka, and this metamorphosis and the cocoon would take place, and metamorphosis would take place. This process is called the chrysalis. And what happens once this takes place? What comes out of that chrysalis? A butterfly. So it flies. So once something that crawls on the ground now flies. So they saw that this was the Sahu, the spiritual body, will go on into eternal life, but not the physical body. So when I show our groups on the tombs and also on the temples, here you see the Ka is dancing. It's got two arms up and it's dancing, one leg down, one leg up. And because now when the Romans and the Greeks, when they saw this, they took that physical body literally. That's the dancing Ka, because he's free of the bandages. He's not wrapped up in the mummy anymore. He's free. His spirit is free. So he's dancing. Okay. Now let me bring something to your attention now. Now I want you to think about Leonardo da Vinci and Raphael's picture of the dancing Christ. You see how he's dancing? He's got two arms up and one leg down. Right. See, was that not copied from these reliefs? Right. That's what makes Kemet the books in stone. There's nothing like this on the planet Earth. When you look, this is the oldest spiritual ideas are coming up out of Black people's spiritual consciousness that took place thousands of years ago. That they documented in their whole spiritual understanding. Even when we look at the pyramids, okay, these were some of the earliest ideas. And they're in what is known as the Mer, and that's the proper name, by the way, for the Greeks called it pyramids, okay, which means house of fire. The true name was called Merkuntes. So when we go into Unas and Seti, Teti, not Seti, because Seti didn't exist yet. He's the 19th dynasty. I'm speaking now of the of the 5th and 6th dynasty. They're writing here in the Medu Neter about their salvation and resurrection. That's why Kemet has been most feared by European Western religions, because of how they came in and plagiarized these ideas that are there. No one can, they can't show you these things. But Kemet, I can take you up and down the Nile and showing people these things. So looking at that DVD that I just showed, the Kemetic Journey into the Eternal Life. Yes, here we see Black divinity. On these temples, this is what you're looking at. I have it on this cover right here. Jet black divinity. Okay. This is what the Europeans saw when they came in those tombs. This is what they had to demonize and vilify, and turned it around and got us worshiping white images in the angelical realm as though it was real. Right. And then took the idea from the temples of Kemet, and then our consciousness, when we look at something as jet black as the Ka, see, that's the Ka right there. See, now this one here, he does. See, that's why next time, brother, I'm gonna get up on this technology, and I'm gonna have some of the slides on here.
Yes, sir. You can do it.
Yeah, I got it. I've been busy with other stuff, but I'm gonna get on top of it. But see, the ones on the tombs, he's dancing. But see, right here, this is where he's in the Ka form. He's in the spiritual form. He's ready to go.
Okay. Wow.
See? So keep in mind that these tombs were closed. Okay. When the Byzantine Romans came in, they shut these temples and tombs down after plagiarizing and copying, and for fear that the world would be exposed to once one started to study where they got these ideas from. So they closed these tombs down. And many of these tombs were closed for hundreds of years. When these tombs were in perfect conditions, or protetas, that's what they were called, the house of eternity, because that's what it was for, to take you into eternity. Like a European by the name of Giovanni Bazzoni, he took a battering ram to open up some of these tombs. When you go into the museums in England and you see the reliefs in the low glass casings, that's from them chiseling it off from the tomb and bringing and carrying it off into the museum. And when you go in there, even though you can still see the beauty of the temple, and you see all these blank spots all over the place, okay? And people ask, well, why do we have these blank spots here? This is where Europeans came in and chiseled, as when I sent the one to you and you spoke of the European, who I put him in the documentary, because you know, some of us, it ain't right unless it's white with some of it. So I put them in there, showing where he's talking about what his people did to those tombs.
Yeah.
But what we have got to pull from it is where the spiritual ideas came from, in terms of when we think about the afterlife and we think about going into what we say heaven today. That came up out of African people's consciousness. Our ancestors developed that spiritual consciousness. It took thousands of years. And there, those potetas were tombs of eternity, or there to validate it. Now, they're all different. There's 63 in the Valley of the Kings. I mean, I'm saying 63 now because they just found one last year, a new one. There's probably a lot more. The most famous, of course, is King Tutankhamun, because in November 1922, that's when Carter came in and plundered and stole King Tutankhamun's treasures. And his is the smallest, by the way, in the Valley of the Kings. And the reason why it's the smallest is because when they started as soon as a Nisu or king took the throne, that's when they started to build. So because he made his transition as a young boy at 19 years old, they stopped building the tomb, so it was small. So when you got one like Seti I of the 19th dynasty, 300 feet down into the earth, that means he lived a long time. We can only imagine the treasures that he had in his tomb. People, the world was shocked when Carter took the treasures that we're most familiar with, the gold mask, okay, the Nemes crown of King Tutankhamun, and the gold shrines and the gold sarcophagus. They had to go through each one, by the way, to get to his gold mask and eventually his cot. But even all those treasures, which are over 10,000 pieces, we can imagine it would have blown our mind to see what was in Seti I, even though that tomb was plundered long before King Tutankhamun. But here, this is where we can see how the whole, if we want to try to understand where were we at as a people, we can't look at our consciousness here in the Western world, because our consciousness is being contaminated. And a lot of things will regurgitate up out of us will be that regurgitation and that of the contamination that has affected us. It's only until we go back to Kemet and see these treasures, these great tombs. That's why this has been the world's best kept secret. And the fear, as I said before, that this would unlock and people would start to question, okay, a lot of things that they've been told. As I always say, that many of us have been believe everything that we've been told. And some of us want to know that which has not been told. So in my early years, I knew something was wrong. And then, as I said in the beginning of this program, I had to take the longest journey into myself.
Yes.
Okay. Shut down everything. Okay. Cut down everything that I was taught, everything I had to start all over again, especially after reading Dr. Ben's work and going over there and seeing these potetas. But as I was saying, that Men Keparat Tahuti Mays, each one of them were different. Each one of them were designed different. Men Keparat Tahuti Mays, one of the greatest warriors of ancient Kemet. And these are names that if we had our own schools, that we should all know their names, like we would know George, Abe, okay, Abraham. I mean, we should. These are people that existed before any of the religions were even around, over 3,000 years ago. But what's unique about Menkaparat one of the greatest warriors of ancient Kemet, is that on his tomb, when he is speaking, it's in black.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When Amun, that I talked about earlier, that the temple of Ipidasut is dedicated to, when Amun is speaking back to him, it's in red.
Mm. Mm.
What are you thinking about when I say that?
Red, black, and green.
Well, that's red. That's good too, red, black, and green. But when Amun is speaking to him, I mean, it's in red. But when he's speaking, it's in black.
Mm.
Are you familiar with the Bible?
Yes, sir. Yes, I am.
Do you know why they have red sometimes written in the Bible? It's in red in the Bible.
For Jesus. Jesus is the red.
Jesus is speaking. That's how you know when Jesus is speaking.
Lord speaking.
Now here, Menkaparat Mays got that in his Pateta, Tomb of Eternity. That was over 3,000 years ago.
Wow.
There were no Western Bibles yet.
Mm.
Definitely no Septuagint version of the Bible yet. And even that Bible, where was it? Where was the Europe Western Bible first written at?
Mm.
Alexandria, Egypt. Next question got to be asked, why in Alexandria, Egypt? Because this is when the early Greeks, when they were coming in studying, like Thales and Pythagoras and others, okay, many others, Archimedes, many. I mean, this was the place one went to study to become a grand master. Many of them didn't become a grand master, like Pythagoras, at only 22 years.
Right.
And it's sad that those of us who become Masons, we have the Knights of Pythagoras, and I'm not going to get off track here, but I don't know why they don't have the Knights of Imhotep. Why are we still worshiping some Greek named Pythagoras? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a white god that is looked at in the Masonry as the architect of the universe holding a compass down. But that's a whole nother story, though. I don't want to get off track here. But here we see that when Alexander, who came in as a conqueror and plunderer, and around 332 BC, got Aristotle to plunder these many temples up and down the Nile.
Yes.
The temple of Haru that I talked about earlier with the dancing Ka, the dancing Haru spirit, and the temple of Ipidasut and many others. This is where they house that knowledge in the Alexandria Library. We all know about the Alexandria Library, but nobody mentioned where they got those millions of scrolls to house in that Alexandria Library. This is when the Western world started to study ancient African knowledge from these scrolls intensely. The Greeks were there 300 years studying, which took thousands of years for the Kemetic Africans of the Nile Valley. And I say the Nile Valley because it didn't even start in Egypt. It goes much further down the Nile, or one could say up the Nile. When you say upper, that means the south.
Right.
Down into Kush, now called the Sudan, way down into even further, down into the Congo. You can take it all the way back there from thousands of years of empirical observation, which reached the zenith there in Kemet when the book's in stone. But there we can see where they copied and plundered and built that library and studied.
Yes.
When the Romans came in and usurped it from the Greeks, they're there for 400 years. They studied. Here come the Byzantine Romans, almost 400 years. So we're talking about over 1,000 years now of Europeans studying just a little piece of what I'm talking about.
Hey, you said you have Empress. You got something to ask him? Please share your. After all of that, I mean, Baba, woo! There's a lot. And please, people, please go to his website and get the information, because digital downloads and stuff now.
I know it's kind of hard sometimes to follow. That's why images shape our reality. Of course, we know about the Tell Live Vision.
Yes, sir.
So because of that, I produced the DVDs in a chronological way, as down to earth as I possibly can, for brothers and sisters to follow. And a lot of the early lectures I produced were from over here, from lectures that I would do here. But then that's when I start thinking that, some brothers and sisters can make the journey. Some brothers and sisters can't make the journey. I think if we don't get caught up into the trying to pick up the gross national product of America, most of us can make the trip. But I produced the DVDs that people can go on the journey. Now, the last time there was a holdup in going to Kemet is when they had the uprising when Mubarak was overthrown. And Sisi is now the president. Well, that was back in 2011. And that we did go over in October. We just didn't go over in the summer. But what it caused me again, another time, to produce the DVD called The Temple of Amen, The Origin of Religion in God's House on Earth. And considering that it was that temple, as I told you, brother, that I went in that temple and walked among those 134 columns and called on Amen to send me a nectar hemp. Okay. Being that this was a lonely journey, I decided that I should at least have the honor to produce a DVD in honor of Amen and talking about the great journey and the great knowledge and science and spiritual science that temple is all about, as well as the adjacent temple of Ipit Rasut called Luxor. Okay. So I produced that called The Temple of Amen, The Origin of Religion in God's House on Earth. That's this one right here.
Yes. Oh, that's that one. Let me put it up in the front. Hold on. Let me put it in the front. Go ahead. Show it.
Take one on a serious journey. Okay. This is all done in Kemet. And, then, of course, the two that I made this summer because of and that was the ingenuity and spirituality of Africans building the pyramids, not aliens, because here, this is the travesty of when some young brothers who would go about saying aliens built the pyramids. This is sad, because all this is shutting down an African mind,
right?
The African genius. The same African genius that built those pyramids are the same African geniuses that are still walking around today. And like Jomo Kenyatta said in his book, Kilimanjaro, they gave us the Bible and told us to pray. When we opened up our eyes, we had the Bible and they had the whole land. Now, that's the same thing with Kemet. Now that this knowledge is opening up, and these books in stone and temples and tombs, now they're telling some young brothers that aliens, extraterrestrials did this. Brother ain't got a spaceship. Okay. So his mind is now in outer space. So while we're looking out in outer space, like today, some people are looking for Jesus to come out of the sky in the sweet by and by. And while they take the whole planet, now we're looking up in the sky, some brothers, and looking for spaceships, okay, while they take all of Kemet to keep our mind occupied while they're doing something else. Right. It'd be one thing if we did not have not one colossal statue over there. It'd be one thing if we didn't have no evidence of anything. But here's the largest colossal on the planet Earth, Ra Haruam Akhet, 240 feet long and over 66 feet high. Every conquering nation that came into Kemet conquering, this is the colossal they had to look up at. This was their introduction to Africa, a huge African colossal with this big African head. The Greeks corrupted the name and called it the Sphinx. The hatred for it to the point where Napoleon, where Baron Vivian Dinan, who was with Napoleon, the Dr. Ben documents in all his books when Napoleon blew off the nose. And now you got some Negro scholars who are out there saying that Dr. Ben was wrong. Okay. But yet they want to invalidate Dr. Ben, but at the same time can't tell you or give you evidence to invalidate him. Right. I want to take the narrative from Europeans because why? Here, Maspero, who's a Frenchman, wanted to save his hero Napoleon because now white folks want Egypt and they want to now make it a white civilization. So now you got to clean it up because the question has to be asked, well, why'd you blow off his nose? And got the 21 cannons to do it. Exactly. So now they put a narrative out there where some of us go follow what white folks say. Even though Dr. Ben got to document it, and then I equally got documentaries. This is not black folks' documentaries. This is their documentaries
Mhm.
showing them blowing off the nose of this African colossal here because of the phenotype
Mhm.
of this African right here. And so this is sad when we, if one can't invalidate with documentation what another African says, then one should just keep their mouth shut.
Basically, yes, sir.
You got to show me. You got to show me the information. We got the information. I got the information where we can validate with who was there, the evidence. Okay.
Empress, what would you like to ask Baba, please?
Yes, Baba. This is like very eye opening, and my question is, what can we do now, moving forward, with the information that you have collected for us? What can we do?
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What can we do with the information that was collected?
It's like this information is like they didn't even study probably 1/4 of the knowledge that's out there in Kemet, all the history. But what based on what they have collected was enough for them to displace a whole nation and corrupt our thinking. But with the information, but with what the works that you have done is to bring us back, to our origins, to how we're supposed to be navigating through this lifetime. So what is your advice to us? Like, don't just look at the DVDs and just say, okay, and close the, turn it off or close the books or anything. But what should we be doing? Like at least 3 things that we should at least be doing.
The key thing is that I have to say that, first of all, I don't have all the answers.
Mm-hmm.
When you deal with knowledge as vast as this, I would be an egotistical maniac to think that I did. Okay. And I just have a small piece of the information. Many of us have the pieces for this millions of pieces of jigsaw puzzle. And as long as that is a piece of a story that's for the liberation of our people, then we add that piece. If I use myself as an example, as a young man, as I started with, I did not always know this. Like I said, it was a situation of travesty of a friend being killed by the Gestapo beast LAPD. Okay, it's the Los Angeles Police Department. That opened my consciousness, let me know that this war was real. It could have easily been me killed. And that started me on the discipline of that journey to open up, as another great ancestor, Dr. Richard King, who wrote The African Origin of Biological Psychiatry, that he calls a genetic memory bank that we all have. Unfortunately, through the system of the viciousness of the slave culture that now in some cases permeates some of our consciousness, that genetic memory bank cannot open up through self-hatred. We all have the genius within us. It was not a thing where Dr. Ben just took me by the hand and then showed me this and showed me that, but he saw that at the first ASCAC conference back in 1985 in Los Angeles, by that time I had traveled with him for about 5 years, and he just saw me there. It wasn't a situation where he had me there. I saw the power of this knowledge and always wanted to return. And that was the first lecture that he saw. He saw I was not playing with this. And that's when he asked me, he would like for me to return back with him, because he saw I was serious. He saw that I was taking a piece of the area that interests me. So we all have a piece. So no matter what area that you have that you're interested in, you can trace it all the way back to our ancestors and research it. When MeriRa and I, when we are a union, when Dr. Ben, as I said earlier, did our marriage ceremony right there in Kemet. And at that time, I did not know that, that she, I know she was doing some things on the cultural side. She loved to sew, even though she worked at that time for IBM, but she loved to sew. She did not let a job take up all her time. And at that time, she was sewing and making kufis and doing other things, and even having African fashion shows. And then she turned that into one of the most powerful lectures, the things that I had looked at for many, many years and did not see the clothes, what they're wearing, the nissus, the kings and the queens that they're wearing over there, and how they copied all these things and incorporated it into European fashion shows. I mean, the cultural instruction of African fashion DVD, brothers like it more than sisters in many cases. Powerful. So she started doing lectures, and I'm just saying this to show that we all have something to offer. We all one person doesn't have all the pieces. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The DVDs that I make, these are DVDs to evoke and activate that African ancestral genetic memory bank, just like Dr. Ben did it for me. Mm-hmm. When I first picked up his book, Black Man of the Nile, and of course I got to mention Dr. Chancellor Williams' Destruction of Black Civilization. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying specifically with Dr. Ben because I was with him. I did apprenticeship with Dr. Ben for 14 years with him. And the way he wrote his books is that he talked directly to the African spirit. He didn't get all caught up into the intellectualizing things in his book and, trying to write to those who were just in Western academia and all that kind of stuff. I mean, he made sure that he would evoke the African spiritual consciousness, like many of our ancestors have done. Whether we did, and I got to mention, like I said, when I opened up with Brother Khalid Muhammad, these are the warrior scholars, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, warrior scholars. Okay. Mm-hmm. Equally played a part in my development. Right. I can't leave them out either. That's right. I would not know. In fact, when and I know I'm talking about a lot of things, but this is all part of what I'm saying. Right. When I first met Brother Khalid back in 1978 in LA, and got to know him, and I really got to know him because his son went to Marcus Garvey School, and my children went to Marcus Garvey School in Los Angeles. Peace upon him, that was started by Dr. Onion Palmer. And I would see him every day. And I returned from Kemet with Dr. Ben, and I told Brother Khalid about the trip, and he said, I want you to come to the mosque and lecture about your experience there. That was my second lecture. Mm-hmm. He didn't say, I don't want you not to come. He asked me to come. That was my first lecture was at the Black Gnostic Studies. Mm-hmm. We're talking about this is 1981. Wow. Okay. And I did the lecture there. He loved the lecture. About every 2 or 3 months, I came to lecture at the mosque. Mm-hmm. So this is how we've got to pool this knowledge together. That's why he was a spiritual warrior too. Yes, he was. He had a star and crescent on one hand and an ankh on the other hand. That's right. Powerful brother. I'm saying that to say that these pieces, we cannot let ourselves become incarcerated. Mm. Okay. Our spirits should be able to fly as far as it can go. Mm. But at the same time, keeping it in that Black consciousness, keeping it within that whatever we research, it has to be able to fit back into the spiritual consciousness of our people for the resurrection and liberation of our people. Mm. That's how we have to look at it. Mm-hmm. So when we look at those who created a Black theology, whether that's been the Honorable Elijah Muhammad having a Black theology, okay, whether that be Albert Clegg having a Black theology, it's through that Black theology that we can get back to our Black divinity. Mm-hmm. That Black divinity and spirituality that I talked about, like we see this on those temples and tombs. Mm. Yes, sir. It's that Black divinity that they took away. And that has been the biggest fear. Yes, sir. Not only the Black divinity, but also our Black deity. Black God. Yes, sir.
Those that are just tuning in, please, please, please make sure you like up the video, share the video. Don't forget, make sure you hit up Baba Ashra Kwesi. Please hit up Baba Ashra Kwesi and send some love gifts to his PayPal. And PayPal, you can send it from all over the world. Everybody from England can send a PayPal to him. So go to Kemet.
Give a shout out to the Pan-African Congress in England. Those brothers have brought me in many, many times, just like you, Brother King Simon.
Yes, sir.
Last time I was with you up, was it in Harlem?
Yeah, no, we was in
Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
Right. Well, it was. I think it was 3 weeks after that. I was in England at the Pan-African Congress.
Oh,
See,
yes.
So we see the liberation, the same spirit.
Yes, you said you was going there. That's right. I just want to remind everybody, please go to his website, support the website, support the products on the website. That's www.kemetnew.com, www.kemetnew.com. You want to call his office number? That's 214. Don't call him late night. Y'all got to estimate what time your office is open.
No 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning calls.
Yeah, come on now. 214-371-02.
I know we have medical emergencies sometime, but we can hold on until the sunrise.
That's right. And show them some PayPal love, family. I should show them some PayPal love. Kemet New at sbcglobal.net. Use the PayPal link and put that email in. Baba, before we close out, I want to make sure that after all is said and done, after what's going on in this world, and if everything opens up the way we all hope and pray and meditate that this thing open up so we can get through this whole reset that we're going through, where the first place you're going to head to, Baba? Where's the first place you and your wife going to head to?
Well, of course, we're going to make that trip back to Kemet. We postponed the tour, so we have 200 and some brothers and sisters waiting.
Wow.
Waiting to make the journey back, and so that'll be the first trip that we will make in terms of leaving the United States, leaving the States. We'll go back to Kemet.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Actually, we do Ethiopia as well. So yes. Ethiopia is generally our winter tour. Mm-hmm. So of course we had to postpone Ethiopia, and we would have gone to Ethiopia in December.
Yes, sir.
December tour. So because of we do Kemet in the summer and Ethiopia in the winter. And it takes up so much of our time in preparation for that tour. Back in the 90s, we did Ghana as well. Mm-hmm. And a lot of brothers and sisters are asking us to pick Ghana back up. So we may pick Ghana back up once the COVID subside as well. That's why I said one person can't do everything.
Right.
We all have the knowledge in us. There's no one. That's why I always make sure I put that out there, because I know where I was at one time. Once we always look at that perspective.
Right.
Knowing that we all have a piece of this genius. Mm-hmm. We got to stop being afraid of ourselves.
Right.
And take that journey inside of ourselves.
Right.
So that's what we have to do. And that's what I would tell all brothers and sisters, is that unlock that genius that's lying there dormant. Mm-hmm. Whatever you love to do, I can guarantee you that you'll find that our ancestors did it thousands of years ago.
Yes.
But that's why I say, brother, and you deal with your numerology, brother. When you look at the pyramids, that's nothing but numerology.
Yes, sir. It is. I know. Yes, sir. And astrology too. Yeah.
Oh, brother, astrology. Oh, brother. I mean, to go to the temples, brother, and see the zodiac.
Yes.
And the ceiling. I mean, we could have done a whole thing on that. So you should have brought that up. We could have got into that a little bit, brother.
We got another time. We can do it another time, unless they want to keep on going. I don't know. I know.
That's going to be the next.
Yes.
Next DVD I'm going to make is on that. So you're going to be the first one to get that one on the Zodiac.
Oh, thank you, Bob. Thank you.
So as one good thing about the whole COVID is sit me down long, because, you're lecturing, you're traveling, you can't, do everything, but it sit me down where I can now start to use some of this valuable footage that I put together, and trying to put it in a classroom setting. How was the two that you got?
Oh, it was beautiful, Baba. It was well produced. I like how you did the editing. I like how you put in Europeans verifying certain things that you've been teaching all these years, and what they've been doing, because sometimes our people are still that sick. They depend on Europeans' thought patterns and their knowledge to verify certain things. But I like how you was in and out and dropping the pictures in and entertaining. Of course, he was always entertaining. So, and it was a big crowd out there, nice big, like one of my audiences.
yeah, that's what I was saying. Brothers and sisters are coming back to the to the Teneta land, to the Holy Land, and that's one of the things Dr. Ben taught me. He said, make it enjoyable. Don't make it boring. Don't get like to these Europeans, the way they taught us in these European classrooms. Yeah, that's why a lot of times we run away from knowledge or classroom. When you say classroom, a lot of us, because of that psychological gas chamber, that European classroom, that's what happened to us. So we don't want to deal with it. We start running. We understand that from the whole African experience, brother, that we're a very intuitive people. We're a spirit people. We got to feel it. So Dr. Ben, is anyone who knows Dr. Ben, always brought high humor, and above all, to make you laugh at what Europeans have done. Show you that the psychopathic racism, that they're psychopaths to the point of how they try to do everything to distort and misrepresent this information. Like, for instance, when you see the black people on the temples and tombs, they say the excuse that they try to make up, well, these are black Caucasians. So you go into the Cairo Museum, and there you see on the second floor where you clearly see MeriRa, clearly is black, okay? And then they said, well, he was Negroid, but not actually a Negro. So this is what we see as Bobby Wright referred to as psychopathic racism. That they're a psychopath trying to deny the whole African Nile Valley civilization and spirituality that was created by African people. So this is important. So we all have it in us.
Yes.
My position is to evoke it, like Dr. Ben evoked my spirit, like Dr. Clark evoked so many of our spirits out there, and so many others.
Yes.
Right? We could do a whole presentation on them. That's what it's all about. But
let me ask you before you have any questions, Sister Empress Aisha, before I ask my last question. Do you have any questions?
Yes. I don't know this. I don't really have a question, but I'd like to say that, even though Christianity and Judaism and all these other religions, these, sub-religions exist due to African spirituality, it's still, in essence, our ancestors are still ruling the world. And it's just that we have to know how to, dig through the dirt and the weed and all this corruption to find truth. And I appreciate that. It's like, I see both sides. I see that they still exist. They still are thriving, and it's just up to us to take position, like you said, and don't be afraid of ourselves. And I find that most of us are afraid of ourselves. Like I know a lot of people who don't want to, sisters and brothers who don't want to do numerology. I know nothing about zodiac because they say, "Oh, that's the devil. That's the devil."
That's what we taught.
So when they got to take a math class, they don't say the Europeans are teaching them devil work. They got to take. That's what's so crazy about it. See,
that's what I try to tell them about.
That's why I use the term how the enemy became the deity in the spiritual subconscious of our mind.
Right.
So here, the enemy made himself God in the subconscious part of our mind. So no matter what, he puts it on the table for us to eat. We go at it without asking one word about it. Sure. Even though everything that they're teaching us, they slap their name on it.
Yes.
And then by slapping their name on it, then we get caught into white idolatry. And white idolatry, we start, and it starts as with some of us as children. We start to worship them. So it was not a mistake for them to put on the Pythagorean theorem.
Yes.
His name is on. Like, he created this. There's no pyramids in Greece. On planet Earth. You have a little building. But yet we got to take the Pythagorean theorem.
Crazy.
Nobody's questioning this Pythagoras.
Crazy.
You see? So that's where, in effect, it's slapped his name, slapped on it, so we start to deify him. So of course, this makes it easy for us to continue to brand ourselves. Branding took place on the plantation. They did it, but now we want to brand ourselves and calling ourselves Greeks.
Yes.
And Greek fraternities, sororities, to deify their culture.
Right.
As Dr. Ben has always said, we've become the caboose. See, the engine of the whole thing is run by African people. The monuments and temples are there. But we decided to jump in and be the caboose.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The last question I have, Baba, because I know it's getting late on our side, and I know it's getting late on your side. We 1 hour ahead.
See, brother, that's where you see when you asked with MeriRa, when you asked for her to be on, her time she locks in around 8 or 9 o'clock. I mean, she got a perfect time schedule. Whereas me, the later it gets, brother, the more active I'm going to become on this technology here.
Exactly.
We're getting into a zone here with me, brother. What time is it here? Just yeah, about another hour, brother. I'm about ready to go. I'm about leaving. I'm talking about taking a deep journey into ourselves. See, so if you really want to take that journey, brother, we might be on here. Maybe catch it a little later. Then we're going to take a flight somewhere.
and I want to remind everybody we're going to have his beautiful. Now, how do you say the Kemet?
Net divine white.
Divine.
Putting divinity in our unity to go into eternity.
Yes. We're gonna have her on the show by herself soon. We're gonna get her, but we got to do it early.
You got to discuss which one, because she got some powerful presentations called the Culture Destruction of African Fashion, as I mentioned earlier, and the Sisters in the Struggle, tribute to Black women liberators.
Yes.
The spiritual foundation of ancient Kemet. So again, so this is her genetic memory bank that opened up.
That's right. And she knows the fashion too. I heard her break down about fashion industry.
I heard the lecture many times in Harlem.
Yes. Yeah. That's right. That's the lecture. That's right. She did.
She blew me away with that one. I mean, I said, wow, I've looked at these monuments and temples and garments and never saw
what she see. Exactly.
We all have something. We all have it.
Like Dr. Muwata Ashby, he sees the food on Kemet. He sees the temple of the food. What kind of food they ate.
He's Laila Africa.
Dr. Africa too. Dr.
Journey into the ancestors now.
Yes, sir.
Sister she has recently made her
Patricia. Yes, Dr.
I mean, Sekhmet, it's taken on the spiritual net of Sekhmet. Here she's taken that whole spirit of the goddess Sekhmet with powerful energy. We're dealing with the psychology.
Yes.
So many, Dr. Francis Welsing, who so many have left us. The ISIS papers, all about evoking that ancestral genetic memory bank.
The last question I have, Baba, for you is, like Dr. Ben seeing the light in you, who do you see the light in coming up after you to take that helm and keep it going, brother? Who do you see coming up? Because I know you do a lot of tours.
I don't want to call out particular individuals. People. Like I said, sometimes the light's like a thermometer. It's just like if it starts to go up, and then sometimes it can go down. Once we let other stuff detour us into something else.
That's true.
Sometimes I've seen the light come out of some people, and then they ended up back into. I mean, the system is designed that way, but the system is the chains are still on the brain, and if we let those shackles mentally trap us, there's all kinds of things out here to pull us back in, pull us back into another direction.
Right.
But I've as Dr. Ben raised me.
Yes.
And raising is a spiritual, what is known as a nehest, awakening. And it's a ceremony, a symbolic ceremony that when one is making that awakening, you to carry that journey, your piece of the journey. Okay.
Yes.
And then there's others that I have equally many brothers that I've raised. And then there's the Satut Ma'at.
Yes.
Okay, those are the sisters. But the MeriRa equally raised in ancient Kemet. When we see that, so we honor that spirit when we see it in brothers and sisters. Okay. But it's not for us to take them by the hand. It's now for them to make that journey into themselves to open that spirit up.
Yes.
Yeah. Equally, as I said earlier, Dr. Ben did not take me by the hand. He would not have done that. He would make sure that he's going to make sure that I'm going to open up and do the work. So that's equally what I have to see as well. So when one is awakened and, taking on the name of the ancestors, when we take a name, that name is part of the transformation process. So these are ceremonies that are done to help that open up. So, as time goes on, the brothers who are serious, who are committed to that, then they will come forward.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And don't leave out the sisters either. It's not just about brothers; it's about sisters too.
That's right. This is the sisters. Well, brother, I want to thank you very much. Want to give you a well-deserved round of applause for being on the show. Thank you very much, Baba. Want to thank you, Netta Hemp. Want to thank her.
You got it, my brother.
And want to thank all of
that audience you got there, brothers. Just sound like a Harlem and Brooklyn.
It's a Harlem crew. Yes, it's a Harlem crew, brother. It's a Harlem crew. I paid for them. Paid them to come in. I want to thank you, brother.
I miss your spirit, though, brother, in Harlem and Brooklyn, though, brother.
Yes, sir, brother.
When you bring everybody on, brother. I mean, wow.
Thank you, brother. And please tell your Netta Hemp I said greetings and send my love to her and your family. And Empress, you want to say anything before you leave, please?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. This has been I'm ready to study more and take it more serious because I see that.
I thought you must listen.
It's
great having this experience. I know it's kind of a little here and there, but maybe next time with the technology, I will try to have it where we can have some of the images up here so brothers and sisters can follow some of the things that I'm talking about.
Yes, sir. We can't do it. We can do that share screen whenever you're ready, Baba. Whenever you're ready.
Great.
I think that everyone who will watch this will be awakening in a new way. And thank you for your works. Really.
Santi, thank you, my sister.
Santi, Sana, brother. Take care, Baba.
Okay,
all right.
Okay. And y'all stay in the Kemetic words of Senejeb, health and stability.
Health and Senejeb.
Hotel.
Hotel. Oh man, that was a beautiful presentation. Wasn't that beautiful, sister? Wasn't that beautiful?
Your work is on the walls of Kemet. Oh, I never really thought of it like that, like how you are so connected to.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing. I want to thank everybody that gave us super chat. Also gave up the super chat. Want to big up everybody that did the super chat. Want to big up Sister Valid, one of my business partners out there in North Carolina. What's up, Sister Valid? How you doing? Want to thank also Sister Sutton, Benita Sutton. Big up to Benita Sutton. Thank you for showing that super chat love. Big up to Black Ace. Thank you very much for the super chat love. Also, big up to everybody that came on, man. And over 100 people came in to check out Baba Ashra Kwesi, and there'll probably be 1,000 more that's going to watch. But I'm honored. Thank you. It's good seeing you. I haven't seen you in a while too. Good seeing you all the time. Good to see you, Sister Empress. How you been? The family all right?
Yes, everyone is doing wonderful. Thank you.
Yes, I'm honored. And but before we go, we want to big up some of these sponsors here, these people that still. Matter of fact, let me once again say happy birthday to Lavender. Look at Lavender, this beautiful set, celebrating her birthday today. She's having my book. She got my book in her hand. This 3-year-old. Today is her birthday. So wish Lavender a happy birthday, everybody. Show this beautiful princess some love. Let me give her a round of applause and make sure the love and the round of applause is there for her. That's our little princess. Her mother is an entrepreneur also. Her mother is an entrepreneur and a chef. This is Lavender right now. This is how she looks right now. This is her right now. See, I just got this.
Oh my goodness, she's so beautiful.
Her name is Lavender, and she and this is her mom. Her mom is Sister Paris. Sister Paris, big up to her. She's working. Huh?
I see where her baby get her beauty from.
Yeah, she used to work at the Old Nicholas right there in Brooklyn. So big up to her. And these are the soaps that she makes. This is her soap. Her soap look like cake. Look at the soaps she makes. They look like marble cake.
Like slice of cake. me. So
you got to make sure. I'm gonna tell parents, make sure she has a protective cover for children, because children might take them and look like they look like cake. I'm telling you. So you got to be careful. So happy. I'm gonna just shout it out. Happy Earth Day. Happy third Earth Day to Princess Lavender, and happy birthday to her mother and Empress Paris Williams of www.pwcollections.com. She got some great holistic soaps, products, and she's also a great chef. My goodness, culinary arts. So I respect and love and what she's doing and what her family's doing all together. Her moms, her dad, everybody that I've met. I met her moms before. I never met her dad. But and once again, want to big you up in your products. We still have the orgasmic products you have. Of course, that's Vermilion Adornments. That's right. Vermilion Adornments, family. Make sure you DM her at Vermilion Adornment. I know she's doing a whole revamp, people. So look out for the new stuff that's going to be coming out and ripping the streets momentarily. So big up to her, Sister Empress Aisha Moore doing her thing. And want to big up my brother Lloyd Strayhorn. Our brother Lloyd Strayhorn. If you want to take his basic numerology class, please go to www.lloyd-strayhorn.com. His class is on Udemy, but once you go to his website, it takes you right to his classes on Udemy, so you don't have to search for it. Go to www.lloyd-strayhorn.com. Also, my brother with the crowns. Yes, big up to my brother with the crowns, of course, and that is Copper Mike. That's right, 212. It's Copper Child, Mike Ill. So I got to make sure, you say it right with him. 212-256-1358. That's 212-256-1358. Or you can hit him up on IG at iSkate New York. That's iSkate New York. And those who want to get the book is finally uploaded, family. So ETA is going to be by next week. I'm shipping them all out. So I'm just waiting for my first single copy to come out, because I want to make sure it's right. I don't want to send nothing that's out. So I didn't order a whole bunch. I was about to order all 100 of them for the hard copy, but I said, nope. Let me not do this. Let me get one copy first so I can go through the book myself. And if I have to make any updates and any changes, I just want to make sure everything's right with the graphic artist and everything is right. So you can pre-order the book. I guess that's that Virgo planet I have in me. There's a Virgo planet that I have with me that have to perfect things to a certain extent. But KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com. That's KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com. The first 100 copies sold will be signed by me, of course, and all the hard copies, all of the 100 copies will be hardcover. The 100 copies will be hardcover. The rest is going to be paperback. So keep it moving. I'm trying to let y'all know. Go get it. Make sure y'all get it. This is going to be classic. I'm telling you, classic. Also, those who want to do a Numerovation reading with me, a Numerovation session, I don't like to say readings, consultation with me, please text me 347-496-1022. And you can hit me up on WhatsApp. I got my WhatsApp back on. WhatsApp is back on. So what's up on WhatsApp? So make sure you go to WhatsApp and show me love. And guess right, starting this week, we're transcribing into written reports for the Numerovation session. So that's an extra cost if you want it written out so you can read it and go through it. If you want it written out, what we did in as far as the Numerovation session that we want to record, if you want it written out, guess what? I'm doing that, but that's an extra cost. So please text me your full name and date of birth. If you just want the recording, that's all you're going to get. But if you want the written report, please specify that you want the written report. I'm not going to beg you for it. Please specify that you want the written report, and we will I have somebody that's types real fast. So one of my family members here that types real fast. So I got her doing what we got to do. I'm here in Georgia having a good time. And guess what? Myself, Sister Malika Ali, Ella Samori, we're doing a free yourself workshop. Free your mind and the rest will follow. So we're on Free Your Mind workshop. It's a free yourself workshop on November 22nd. That's 2 to 6 p.m., $60. And we have an online. This is what we only have limited people because we got to keep the social distancing going on, but it is what it is. Get your mask and all that kind of stuff. But we're going to keep things going. And, but We also doing it online, also on a private link. So please, please, please call my sister. Let me put her number on this right now. Call my sister. You can call her for the free Yourself workshop at 646-780-9488. That's 646-780-9488 for either the tickets, the actual tickets to the event, if you're in the ATL area, or online access to the private webinar that we're doing, the private live stream that we're doing. So that's going to be nice. You know what I'm saying? And let's see, what else do I got here? I'm sorry, Don. I got so much. I'm going through it. Oh yeah, I got my new shirts now. Go to my website. Oh, look at the new shirt. Look at the new shirt. Look at that new shirt. Oh, it's gonna be fire. I got the new shirts. Oh yeah. You can go to my website, KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com. That's KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com/products. Yeah, man. I'm designing. I'm telling you, I'm putting in some work over here, sis. I'm getting so much time to just relax and do work, but also I'm putting in work because look, we're going into a 5-year cycle. 5-year is all about expanding and being creative, but learn to adapt and be versatile during these moments. Even whatever's going on in the election and all the other madness, don't worry about that. Get yourself together. What they're doing is their business. It's going to affect us probably globally, but if you do what you got to do, you will affect your life and your family globally in your own household. So stop playing. That's why I'm just producing. Y'all ain't see, I ain't even say nothing yet. I got something else coming up. Wait, they don't even know. They don't even understand what I'm. You know, they don't understand, sis. They really don't. Hold on, let me bring up the natural gynecologist. Hold on. There you go. www.pedalwise.com. That's www.pedalwise.com. Make sure you hit them up. If you want to get, and you could actually use the coupon code. The coupon code is King 2020. That's King 2020. You get 10% off with the coupon code at www.pedalwise.com. That's right. She's a natural gynecologist, but she also has products for men, for viral infections and all that kind of stuff. So make sure you check out our sister pedalwise.com. They own and operate their own products, produce their own products, and she's also an acupuncturist doing her thing too. So what else do I have to shout out? Oh, how can I forget? Woo, she would kick me in my backside. This one. Here it is. Okay, Janelle Lewis. Got to make sure Janelle Lewis is bigged up, the licensed real estate salesperson and consultant. Give her a call at 347-866-1153. That's 347-866-1153. Sorry. That's 347-866-1153. Talk about your goals and review your financial credentials. Let her help you. Let her guide you. Let her show you how you can get your own property, commercial property, whatever. Don't worry. The consultation, I believe, is free first. So you might as well get that little consultation with her and keep it moving. And of course, we know that we always got a disclaimer when our guests come in. Views, comments, and opinions expressed by guests, speakers, or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. And is that it yet? One more thing. Don't forget, my classes are coming up, but you got to email me if you want to join this class. It's going to be very extensive because we're talking about seeing beyond the numbers, looking around the numbers, trajectory, the tracking of the numbers, how to hear the numbers or why we hear numbers. You know what I'm saying? It's called the BATH method. That is my own method that I have produced and made. And it's developing very well. So it's going to be, things are evolving. So I got to keep things studying and keep on evolving things. So, my sister, how you feeling? I know that's a lot, right?
It's good.
I'm saying there's a whole lot going on.
That's beautiful, though. We need a lot and a lot more. So this is beautiful.
That's good. Oh, and look, I ain't even big up my own books. Okay, go to Amazon and Kindle and get this book, and go to Amazon and Kindle and get this book, and go to Amazon and Kindle and get this book.
Yes.
And that's how you do it. See, I got to keep it moving. All right, you ready for the prayer? You ready for the prayer?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Whew. Hold on. Let me take a deep breath. Tomorrow, those that are in Atlanta, Red Pill is doing Melanin Mondays, and I hear my brother Sabir Bey is going to speak. I'm going to see if I can make it out there. Sabir Bey is going to be teaching, so big up to Sabir Bey. Melanin Mondays is held at 640 Evans Street in Atlanta, so I might go down there and have a little fun on stage once I talk to Red, and bring on Sabir, because Sabir's my boy. He's a Gemini. He crazy as heck. I love him. He used to be a road manager with KRS-One, so big up to him.
All
right, huh?
Is Atlanta now becoming the new Harlem for us?
Yo, I'm telling you.
Atlanta.
Atlanta is Leo energy too. Leo is because Atlanta is ruled by the number 1 in numerology, so that Leo energy is very strong. Atlanta, just the word Atlanta adds up to that number 1 energy. So yeah, you do well out here, and then like live on the outskirts, like go get some land or some property, and then drive in. That'd be nice. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna find yourself a husband and do all that kind of stuff. You know. Not a has-been, you get a husband. That's what you're gonna find. All right, good. All right, you ready for the prayer? You ready for the prayer?
Yes.
Remember, tune in to us now. This is us having fun. Yes. We was over there with Master Mo and his beautiful wife Michelle. We was over there. So big up.
Skirt, you got me. So I appreciate that.
That's right. Oh yes, that's right. That's right. For your birthday. Don't forget, it's for your birthday. All right, so let's calm it down. Let me. I can't. I'm just full of happy. I'm happy. I don't know what nobody else is doing. I'm happy. I don't care who election, who Trump, who Biden. I'm just happy. I don't care about none of them. All right, let me get Delbert Blair's website before we put it up there, before we put the prayer up there. Hold on, let me get Delbert Blair's website. Okay. Delbert Blair, my beloved brother. Okay, before we say Delbert Blair's prayer, family, if you want to, for the continuation of Dr. Delbert Blair's legacy, please, please, please go to his official website, www.themetacenter2.com. That's www.themetacenter2. He got 4 books. I have like 3 of them, but he has 4 books. I have 3 of them. Very good books on man, woman, child. He got books on alien, terrestrial, him being abducted, because Dr. Blair taught about his abduction. So people don't know that. So he used to teach on that back in the day. ELF protectors, things for the phone, like Ankh Rising Sun sell things for the phone to lower the frequencies of the phone energy coming through you. So all of that is very important. Dr. Blair has all of that in his arsenal, the late great Dr. Blair. And big up to Tony and the whole crew over there that's doing what they got to do over there. All right, let's go to the prayer. My beautiful sister here, Empress Aisha Moore, is going to recite the prayer. And everybody take a deep breath. Take 3 deep breaths. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Inhale again. Yeah. Let's do it one more time. This time, let's take it deep, 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 and fill up that diaphragm. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Release, and let's say these prayers. Go ahead, sister. Here's the prayer for you. If you can see it, can you see it?
The lower part is missing.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna take it off right now. Hold on. I'm sorry. Pardon me. Let me take it off. Let me see. It's good to hold on. Let me take that part off, my dear. Okay, and it should be removed. Is it gone now?
See, yes.
Okay, go ahead. Please say the prayers before we go.
Please, universal creator, know in our hearts that we love you. Please protect us and this planet on which we live now. Please open our minds, our spirits, and our souls to receive only truth and your love now.
Say it one more time. Say it one more time, please. Say it one more time.
I'm going to read it like the original way. Please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth and your love now.
One more time for the road. Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. Give thanks.
Give thanks.
Please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now.
Thank you very much, my sister. Thank you. That was, this time I felt a little tears coming down my eyes because I'm thinking about Dr. Blair and his phenomenal attitude and respect for each other. And so it's a beautiful prayer. You know, I've had dreams about him, and every time I go to a dream with him, I'm always sitting in a classroom. He's always teaching me in the dream. It's something else. I've technically 3 dreams with him, and he's always talked and teaching. So he loved teaching, so that's how he was. So, my dear, I want to thank you very much for participating. We want to thank Ashra Kwesi again for coming and bringing that wisdom of the elders as usual and giving us that light. And please go to his website, kemetnew.com. That's kemetnew.com. Please go to his website, kemetnew.com, KEMETNU.com, and get those digital downloads that he has on his new material and a lot of the old stuff that he's bringing back out of the server. Because he doesn't put too much stuff on YouTube, and people don't sell his DVD. Only him and his wife sell his intellectual property. And that's the type of wife you need that's going to help protect your internet. She's about the business. That's how she is. So I can't wait to bring her on. Oh, you're going to love her. She is something else. And please give your beautiful daughters a hug for me, please, and tell them that King Simon respects and show love to him. Okay?
Yes. Okay.
And you give yourself a hug. Give yourself a hug. I'm getting a hug from you right now. I'll give yourself a hug. So we gotta hug yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I advise everybody out there. This is what I'm working on before my birthday. As I'm going into my my critical cleansing cycle, I'm going to write a love letter to myself before my birthday, because it's time to release a lot of the stuff. So I need to really recognize how much I mean to me. And I suggest people do that usually before their birthday. But if you can do it, whatever time, if you got to make a New Year's resolution, you know, it's what it is. Love yourself. And the more you love self, that's when you know you really love the creator. When you love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, my sister. We're going to talk. All right.
All right.
All right. Be blessed.
Hotel.
Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. All of that. All right. Peace. Yes, that was our beautiful sister. I don't know. Tears are coming down my eyes. The tears of joy, because I'm learning to love me. You know what I'm saying? And then in turn, you love and share and invite people to your love. So, oh yeah, I'm becoming my greatest self as I'm getting older. So I'm loving this. I remember telling one of my ex-wives, you see, I said, Warren, that 50 and beyond would be my greatest years. And it is proven that it's been my greatest year, because I'm born in 1967. That adds up to a number 23, which is a 5. So usually the year numbers kick in towards as you're getting older. That's where the strength of the year numbers are. So anybody, if you add up your year by itself, that's where you're going to find your strengths coming up around those ages. In those years, those were the years. That's where you're around 50, especially if you're in your 50s and all that, because it goes into that, around that segment. But it does still operate in and out of your cycle throughout your life. But year numbers are really for those periods of time going beyond 40 into 50s and so forth. So I love and respect all of you, family. Y'all be at peace. We already said the prayers. We are out of here. I'm going to end with my song, Black and White Story. I'm going to end with that song. Remember, I'm turning that into a book, so I got that work. Don't forget the workshop that we're doing on 11/22. Please hit up my sisters. Rewind this video. Everything you need is in the description. Most of the stuff in here is in the description. Keep on supporting Dr. Laila Africa. That's going to be in the description. Keep on supporting Ashra Kwesi and his wife, MeriRa Kwesi. And we have Sister Shahrazad Ali coming up. We have Sister Leah Lee from the Birth Searching organization coming up. She got some testimonials that off of my show that we did a couple months ago. She has some testimonials with people that she's helped to find, family members and all that. So, and Sister Shahrazad Ali is coming towards the end of the month, right before the Nation of Islam Ramadan, because Ramadan and the Nation of Islam celebrates Ramadan in December. And she's going to teach on the importance of fasting and eliminating certain habits during these quote unquote holiday seasons, especially after Thanksgiving and the December, all that kind of stuff. So, family, love, respect, honor, and in the immortal words of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, up you mighty nation, you could accomplish what you will. And in the words of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one God, one creator. All right? Stay at peace, stay focused, stay out of trouble, and stay healthy. I'm 53 and fabulous, looking good. Stay healthy. Take care of yourself and keep a smile on your face. Remember that smile. A frown is just a smile turned upside down. So I like to keep the smile. I don't want to frown. All right. Leave y'all with this black and white story. Love and respect to all of y'all. Y'all be at peace. Take care. Here's my song, Black and White Story. Here we go.
Black and white story in my mind. Say we have to analyze it. Me, I go tell you a little something about white history. Say how they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them a telling of them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. They come out of the mountains and mix up with it. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, 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 it's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, it's white, white, but let me tell the story. May I go tell you a little truth about the black histories for the people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy to analyze the truth about the body. We're the first to come up with biology to analyze the lives in the society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology to construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology to analyze the minds in the vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology to put the rhythm in your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, with the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, 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 it's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, 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 it's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah. Say we have to analyze it. Black and white story in my